The Freud psychoanalysis scientific validity debate. Picture a dim Vienna study at the turn of the 1900s. A man leans back, fingers steepled, listening as a patient speaks. Words tumble out. Dreams, fears, slips of the tongue, and with them, a radical idea takes shape, that unseen forces inside the mind quietly rule our lives. That man is Sigmund Freud. And from this quiet room, a storm begins. Freud's psychoanalysis promised a map of the invisible. He spoke of the unconscious as a hidden engine, of desires buried so deep they speak only in symbols, dreams, jokes, mistakes. To many it felt like revelation. At last, suffering had meaning. Pain had a story. And for a world shaken by rapid change, this new language of the mind spread like wildfire across Europe and beyond. But beneath the excitement, a question whispered, then grew louder. How do you prove something you cannot see? As decades passed, psychology evolved. Laboratories filled with timers, statistics, brain scans. Experiments demanded predictions that could fail, results that could be repeated. And here, Freud's ideas began to wobble. His theories explained everything, yet that was the problem. If a theory can explain any outcome, critics argued, can it truly be tested at all? Supporters pushed back. They said Freud wasn't building machines, he was telling human truths. His work, they claimed, revealed patterns of meaning, not equations. Psychoanalysis, they argued, changed lives in the therapist's chair, not the lab. Was healing not evidence enough? The debate sharpened. Some saw psychoanalysis as a brilliant story mistaken for science. Others saw modern science as too narrow to capture the complexity of the human soul. Freud became a symbol, praised as a pioneer, dismissed as unscientific, studied in literature classes as much as in psychology departments. Yet even as critics dismantled his methods, Freud refused to disappear. His ideas seeped into art, film, language. We still talk about repression, about denial, about childhood shaping adulthood. Even those who reject Freud often speak in words he gave us. And that is the twist. Freud may have lost the scientific battle, but he won a cultural war. His theories challenged humanity to look inward, to accept that we are not as rational or as transparent to ourselves as we'd like to believe. The question was never only whether Freud was right, it was whether understanding the mind requires more than numbers alone. So the debate continues, over a century later, not as a verdict, but as a mirror, between science and story, measurement and meaning, proof and understanding. And perhaps that tension, unresolved and uncomfortable, is Freud's most enduring legacy of all. If you enjoyed this story, like the video, share it with a curious mind. Subscribe for more deep dives and comment below. Was Freud a flawed scientist or a necessary visionary?